Smells like fish.
Whoa, that's a good one.
And no one understands.
Do you want
No
to?
one will get it.
All right. After they're
What?
stop whatever you're doing.
I'm sorry, I have energy.
Um,
Currently, I'm jerking under the
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
that's why I said stop. After their second meeting with the Princess Shadow, which is a secret organization made up of the royal family's closest advisors, in order to quietly keep the peace between nations, Professor Sidharth informed you all of a rumor of a powerful artifact in the heart of the Vermilion Village, a nearby city known for its war with Dorian's kingdom. Dorian, having a similar vested interest in this city at the behest of his patron's orders, as well as his own intentions, agreed to venture with you all in search of another possible dragon mask. Having made your guys' way through the Rose Shore, the party now finds themselves in the Vermilion Village, a small settlement on the inside of an oddly shaped cavern. Upon arriving, the party followed their guide, Burke, known as the Worldbringer, into the village and eventually leading them into the lair of the Ladies of Mercy. That brings us to session 87,
Wow.
Protect and Preserve. As you guys are entering into, this inner cavern, I'll pull up the world map, but Durian, you just had a vision.
Yep.
A pretty, also like you've had a couple since arriving here, but this one was by far
Terrifying.
the most. Okay. By far the most dynamic. Do you want to give us like an insight onto how you think? I'm losing my mind. Here we go.
How'd that happen?
Onto how you think.
Yeah, he just saw the skull of a dead god. He's going to be clinging
Well-
onto Robin's arm. Sorry,
Dead.
undead god.
Dead's a little bit loose here.
He just saw the skull of a Dracolich.
Huh?
Where?
Yeah,
You just had a vision. Were
In
you
the
paying
wall.
attention to any of the recap?
No, I was playing Rebirth.
Okay. So don't say huh and interrupt Christian.
And so he's kind of clinging onto Robin's arm.
Okay.
The end.
So you,
The end?
Robin, you are.
I'm listening. I'm sorry. I have ponies to tend to. I'm listening.
Jessa, you
Yes.
are, as you're entering into this cavern, you've got Durian, who just kind of like stumbled a little and then collapsed, not entirely onto his knees, but like collapsed onto your shoulder. Durian,
Yeah.
you, I care.
Can we turn the light pink?
Oh. Yeah.
That
I'm
light?
just gonna, everybody's
I
gonna
did
do
it
that.
for you. Do you not want it pink?
No, it's just blinding.
It looks like we're about to perform surgery.
His pronouns are they, them.
What?
Ooh.
You said
You
his
just
pronouns are
misgendered.
they them.
In the month of our gay?
Do you guys not know the joke?
Happy birthday, gay
No.
people!
It's like similar to he
It's
asked
crazy
for
that all
pickles.
gay people have the same birthday.
It's really wild. What's your birthday?
Happy birthday, because you're the
His
gayest
birthday's
stuff.
December
Got you a balloon.
No,
No,
it's probably
that
not.
wasn't the joke,
Oh.
Harley.
Wow.
Boo.
Idiot. Everyone
Is
point
your
and say
birthday
boo.
December 6th?
Boo.
Is your birthday December 6th?
No.
7.
No.
9,
2.
No.
It's not 8.
No.
It's not
No.
11.
6.
Can
It's,
we play D&D?
Nope.
can you,
You.
This year
How are you trying
already.
to tell us
Everyone checking their calendar right now.
I'm not, because I don't care.
Thank you, Jessa.
Wait, what'd you say?
You gotta respect standing on business.
It is the 6th.
I thought it was the 6th.
Slink into the calendar
Wow. Now
app.
people can forge my identity.
Yep. I also have your social security number.
Yeah, what's
What
the
was the
last
name of your first
everyone?
pet?
Steve.
okay.
Like
Um,
Minecraft.
As
That just lit the Go.
my problem, it's so incredibly hard for me to talk while other people are talking. It's almost like maybe you should not talk while I'm talking. Okay.
Got him.
So also Durian, as you are entering into this, you're leaning on Robin. The last place where we left off is you guys were entering into this cavern, and the room there was this large cavernous door. The room had sort of lipped around you as vines and sort of creeping ivy that were all dyed a really deep vermilion color began to creep around you guys, and then slowly but surely wrap around you guys entirely, and then enclose you into this space and sort of push you into this temple door. And as you guys were being pushed into this temple door, it eventually did give way into an inner sanctum of sorts. Now, Burke, you have been here before. Just to clarify, it is Burke, Durian, and Robin right now.
Yeah.
You have been in here before, I'd imagine? Or do you not think that you would have gone into the Inner Sanctum of the Lady of Mercy? What do you think?
I think when they first were like, "Hey, we're gonna start sending you out on these missions," they might have brought me in here a few times.
But probably not for a
But
while.
because of my desire to like not really be as
Sure,
around,
yeah.
I'm like, meet me outside. I'll hand off the stuff and then I'll go again.
Heard. So you probably haven't been in here in a while, but immediately the scent from this place sort of like gives you back almost like nostalgic memories to probably like decades ago, which was, you know, considering the long lifespan of gnomes, it's probably been decades. But as you guys enter into, or more like get pushed into this center sanctum, the first thing that you notice is the sort of close, almost like cloistered feeling of this cavern might begin to evoke sort of feelings of claustrophobia, were not immediately for that scent that you guys start to smell. It's almost like a pleasant odor on the air. It's hard to describe, but it's almost evocative of incense, of some kind of like burning oils of some kind. It's strong, but it's not necessarily unpleasant. It's herbal in a sense. And immediately as you sort of like have that scent waft over you, you also can see there's a large burning hearth at the center of this room. You can see there's a small pile of prayer pillows that are suited for kneeling encircling the room. There's a pair of candles that provide a meager but welcome light for, it's not necessarily a tome on a center podium that sits in front of the hearth, but it does appear to be like some kind of, it's scripture in some kind of pale bleached material, almost like a stark white material. I'm blanking right now. What did this is gonna be crazy. What did God carve the
Stone?
Ten Testaments?
Stone.
Ten Commandments?
The commandments on
Like stone tablets?
tablets!
Girl.
It's a stone tablet sits on the center of this podium. I'm so sorry. I was like,
Wait, everyone was like, commandments.
Stone page.
a tablet, a stone
A
tablet.
stone iPad.
Oh, okay. Yeah, an iPad. You can see there is on the podium sits a symbol that you've seen before. It's the same sort of like pink crystalline structure that sits at the center of the town in front of the Elder's house. It sits sort of embedded and then outcropped from the podium that holds this tome. No,
Nope,
tablet. She goes, tablet. The space definitely does give off one of like a devotion. It is definitely a godly temple, and it's not uncommon to ones that you've seen in the past, except this one is also covered in those pink like material that the doors are covered in. In fact, if you can see it on this screen, that same like encroaching pink material is where it wasn't necessarily in the city. It is absolutely covering the walls of this place, but noticeably enough, the floor is completely stark white.
I feel like this, whatever we're about to go into, is this a decision we should be making on our own? Should we have the rest of the party here for this?
I like that segue. Yes.
What do you think? And I know it would be a little awkward to come into a city with 3 people and then suddenly we're 6, but I just,
Symbiotic.
I think
maybe I'd like to think that your people are forgiving, right?
I believe that it won't immediately raise suspicion if there are more of us. I think that,
Because the people who welcomed us in,
yeah, they were pretty okay with everything, but that's kind of their whole vibe. Look, I say at the end of the day, it's really just a matter of, as long as your compatriots don't actively do anything to harm any of the people in the village or openly take things that don't belong to them, we should be okay.
Yeah, we're good at that.
okay,
And we have someone who's pink, so we'll blend in.
that is true.
I think we would have told you before going into the ring that if like we were in an area that like seemed safe or was like clear of like a lot of like prying eyes, that
There's one person here, right? Isn't there like someone at the door? Or am I crazy?
The door pushed you in. You
So
don't
there's
see
no-
anyone in this
So there's
chamber.
no one here.
Can I roll a
Alright.
check?
May I- yeah,
Can I
may
roll
I
a perception check to see
Yeah,
if there's
yeah.
any
May
sort
I
of...
also
If you can
roll-
sense it.
May
Can
I
I
roll
roll
an
it?
advantage with my hearing? and
Sure,
my
yeah,
smelling?
yeah.
Can I roll an insight check?
On the room.
Can I roll?
Yeah.
See if it's like dealing damage.
Tell
Yeah,
me if
yeah.
the walls are lying.
Oh, to not be in this room already?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I will say, Durian, you've never been in this room before. You've seen
Ayo.
the village before, but never this room.
That's a 28 gang.
I
Perception?
got 11.
On
I also
11,
just rolled
never
a-
been in this
I rolled
room,
it.
unfortunately.
Okay, it's okay. I have advantage. Oh, okay, never mind.
You were never allowed clearance to
I didn't
meet
think
the
I think I rolled better than you.
Yeah.
What'd you roll?
You rolled a 28. I rolled a 5.
Oh, okay. Yes, with the 28, this is actually makes sense that Burke would know this.
Well,
Burke,
technically I rolled like a 13. But
it's not unusual for them to not be immediately visible in this chamber because they are in this chamber, and they're not necessarily hiding,
The floor's not pink.
but they are here. Is
What?
that what you noticed? Floor's not pink.
Floor's not pink. Maybe it's not part of the hive mind. There's a reason to my madness.
oh yeah, I forgot about the hive mind floor.
I also did.
Oh.
The ladies of chaos.
I will say the floor is not pink in the original village as well. It's that
Okay.
cobblestone material that Robin,
Made of
with like a
scales?
30, it noticed it was made of some kind
Yes.
of like strong steel.
Sorry, is this the same scale?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
never mind.
It looks like
Oh.
cobblestone, but upon closer
Yeah, yeah,
inspection.
It's the ladies of mercy, right?
Yes.
I said ladies of chaos. The ladies of mercy, they operate on a level of mental acuity that is a bit stronger than the average Vermilion Village resident. And the person we met at the gate, they were kind of like very
okay.
lilting. They are a little bit. They have to be a little bit sharper because they're overseeing the whole village.
Right.
So being attached to the hive mind like that can kind of scramble you a bit, or it's harder to focus. So I think they do that here so that way that doesn't happen.
Okay, so
But,
would it be a bad
So that
idea
was
to
a
release them
good
here?
bad idea.
I mean, I have only recently met their compatriots. None
just
of
in
them
general,
give up.
Just in general.
Yeah,
if we were to release, even if they were the best of people, if we were to release them out of the bag in front of the
I
Ladies of Mercy, how would they react? Would they be mad?
Well, the ladies of mercy are in this room right
Yeah, well, I fear.
I'm whispering.
now. Oh, sure.
They are.
I don't.
I don't know how I missed that part.
Yeah, I.
Well, he just saw that. He just found that out.
Ladies
With
of
the
mercy
28.
are here.
I imagine
They're
that
not
there
visible.
wouldn't
Okay,
be
oh, okay, gotcha.
an immediate call to arms, but there would definitely be apprehension at the immediate arrival of more unknowns.
Should we make them known before we put them out? Is
Yeah,
it kind
if-
of like
I mean-
like a hey, this we're not.
I mean, I think if there was a indication of like if I were to be like, hey, y'all know me, what's up, hey, hello, and then they kind of make themselves more known, say, hey, this is what we're gonna do, because if they see 3 people become 6 people, they're all in their sacred land.
Right.
We're playing a dangerous game there.
So maybe you go up and you say.
So I walk like
Hello.
5 steps forward and I go, ladies of mercy, it is the world bringer. I have come with 2 compatriots and they want to also have 3 more compatriots join them out of this bag and the ring inside the bag.
So, as you say this, Burke, you've really only ever necessarily seen them emerge once before. And on top of that, you've normally only ever spoken to a few of them at a time. But
Right, so they're like.
as you approach in towards that center podium, towards where that stone tablet, that like bleach white stone tablet sits, and that like center hearth burns in the center of the room, you immediately notice, you two, the walls begin to shift. Almost like the room is getting smaller on you, like it's shrinking. But then when your perspective starts to also shift, you realize the wall isn't getting smaller, the room isn't shrinking. The wall is just moving, emerging. You watch as from one of these vines, from almost like a covered mess of pink moss, a shape emerges and steps out, still connected to vine, almost like a body stepping out of a body of water that clings to them. You see a humanoid walks out of the vines, connected sort of still, tethered to the walls
What's that got to do
What
with
the
it?
hell is that?
Harmony?
What?
Hi.
Is that what she looks like? Is that what she looks like?
Hey, she's not doing it. She's eating chocolate. She's eating chocolate. She's eating chocolate.
I can't get rid of it!
I actually.
The computer had a virus.
Hello.
I was getting up and my
There we
pants slipped.
Hold on. This is my images. These are my home screens.
These are my images. We know.
It was my home screens at the time. Here's my favorite one.
Yeah.
Jinx. This is from Delicious or not Delicious Dungeon. That's from Dress Up Darling.
Okay.
Anyway, I don't know how that happened.
You must have accidentally clicked the left button or something.
I don't know. If I click the left button, will it still do it? It doesn't do it anymore. All right.
This looks like special.
Anyway, you see a body emerging from the walls, and like still tethered to the walls, you see a humanoid figure connected to it step out, and then another and another until you see 3 humanoids stepping out. A little larger, but still dragon. I will say dragonborn humanoids. Is that what your question was?
Yeah, similar.
A little larger than humans because they are dragonborns. Step out, and I will say as they sort of begin to walk, it's you don't necessarily see clothes. They are they're covered in this pink scale, but they're also completely covered and made up of the vines around them as they step out, and they're still connected to the wall as they do, but they do begin to approach the center podium where you are until they all reach. I will say as you're looking around, there's multiple pillows. They step out and 1 from the left, 1 from the right, and 1 from that center back wall all take positions on pillows around the sanctum, and they kneel onto the pillows.
I say do that too. I just do like a little like get down motion on the.
Robin would have kneeled anyway. Like kneeled on his knee and then like bowed his head a little bit.
I would not kneel.
That is a
Well-
whole thing. Durian refuses to kneel to another king
Well, so
Why?
well.
because he's a king. He's a prince.
It's one, I'm a prince, but
So
also
am
I.
It's just a thing of well, Robin
You
will have
watch
a
Durian.
conversation with
You kneel, and then you watch as Durian doesn't.
Hit with the ball, sweet
Our
ball.
No,
versions
so
of
here's the-
respect are vastly
I-
different in our kingdom.
It's both respect, but also
Can
like,
I-
they worship. This is
Can
the
I roll a
place of-
perception check to see how they perceive him not kneeling?
Yeah.
This is
Roll
the
an
place
insight check.
of their,
Insight check?
of like these are like their high priestesses, so he also thinks it's also blasphemous as well as.
22.
I think it's blasphemous.
That's a
I think
22.
kneeling to them would be. I'm
22.
gonna grab these. Don't mind me. I know. I was waiting for it.
Look for the whole bag
Robin
to be gone.
gives you like a. Robin looks at you and like panic flashes in his eyes. He's like, wait.
Just look in the balls.
You
Don't
don't
kill over in
necessarily-
pain.
Oh, sorry.
You don't necessarily think that the Ladies of Mercy are the kinds of people to like order, a beheading on someone that doesn't kneel in front of them. Like that, they're not.
Oh, that's good.
They are most certainly not violent people, and they're not even
Merciful.
angry people. There's not a. You're right. They are a little bit. They are clearer of mind. They are a little bit sharper than maybe some of the inhabitants in terms of like not being as easygoing, but they are still very much inhabitants of the city. They're not going to, at least openly,
My question was,
charge him with something.
it was
he's
more
not
so
doing.
like, would they view that as a sign of disrespect, or would they be like, you're in our holy place and you won't kneel?